The drama begins with Ju Yoon in college when suddenly everyone disappears. She hears a voice and follows it, finding Lee Shun, who says, "I betrayed you. I never loved you." This upsets her, and she cries. She then wakes up, realizing it was a dream. Her friend Tien arrives. They had both studied abroad, and today, after 3 years, Ju Yoon returns home to her happy parents. She sees how much her city has changed. Meanwhile, Lee Shun is released from prison on his last day and is very distressed. Ju Yoon's mother asks her, "Do you love Tien?" But Ju Yoon says, "Nothing like that. Tien and I are just friends." In the next scene, Lee Shun goes to his friend's house, where he sees L&P Company, a very large company. In the next scene, Gao, the company's chairman, is giving a long speech. The next day, Lee Shun goes to meet him. Gao asks Lee Shun, "What brings you here? What do you want?" But Lee Shun doesn't answer, and a disappointed Gao says, "I can return your money, but I won't let you come back here." To which Lee Shun replies, "Betrayers always go to hell." Meanwhile, Ju Yoon visits her friend D, who says, "L&P Company was yours, Lee Shun's, and Gao's, but after Lee Shun went to jail, Gao took over the whole company." But Ju Yoon says, "I still don't want to talk about Gao." In the next scene, D sings a song for Ju Yoon, which brings back memories of Lee Shun, revealing their close past relationship. While going home, Ju Yoon feels someone is following her. It's Lee Shun, watching from a distance. The next day, Ju Yoon attends Tian's art exhibition. He's a renowned painter. Ju Yoon stands looking intently at a painting. Tian asks, "Why are you looking at this painting so intently?" But she says nothing. She then recalls hazy memories of enjoying this painting, becoming even more distressed. As Ju Yoon and Tian are leaving, D calls Ju Yoon and says, "I need to give an investor money, but I don't have time. Will you go for me?" Ju Yoon initially refuses, but after D's repeated requests, she agrees. In the next scene, Ju Yoon is waiting for the investor in a cafe. Lee Shun arrives and is surprised to see her. He considers approaching her, but then sees Tian arrive and sit with her. They are talking comfortably. He doesn't approach and leaves. Ju Yoon notices Lee Shun and goes outside to find him, but he's gone. Lee Shun's friend appears and says, "You came to give Lee Shun this money, right? Give it to me, I'm his friend." Ju Yoon asks, "Where's Lee Shun?" He doesn't answer and runs off with the money. Lee Shun and Tian chase him. Ju Yoon catches him, threatens him, and asks, "Where is Lee Shun?" Lee Shun calls out to Ju Yoon from behind. Ju Yoon sees him, and he sees her. Tian leaves. Ju Yoon asks, "When were you released from prison, and what will you do now?" Lee Shun replies, "It's none of your business." He then says, "You and Tian are a perfect match." This angers Ju Yoon, but he says nothing more, adding, "I've endured many things in my life and nothing affects me anymore." He says, "I told you 3 years ago, what you do with your life is none of my concern." Ju Yoon is upset and says, "I thought you were heartless, but you are a terrible person." Lee Shun says nothing and leaves. Ju Yoon drops her purse. Ning picks it up and gives it to Tian, then leaves. Ning asks Lee Shun, "Is she the girl you talked about in prison?" Lee Shun remains silent. Going home, Ning says, "She stole Ju Yoon's purse." Lee Shun says, "Return the purse to her." Ning finds a keychain in the purse and gives it to Lee Shun. This brings back memories for Lee Shun. The next day, Lee Shun goes to D and returns the purse. She asks, "Where is Lee Shun now?" Dai replies, "I don't know." D adds, "You and Tian look good together." Ju Yoon says, "There's nothing between us, we're just good friends." Meanwhile, Lee Shun is walking, remembering his and Ju Yoon's memories. Ju Yoon is at her old university, also reminiscing. Lee Shun goes to a rooftop and sits. Ju Yoon arrives at the rooftop but finds no one. On her way back, she sees the missing keychain. The story then flashes back 7 years. It's Ju Yoon's first day of college. Students are lined up to get their textbooks, but Lee Shun is missing. Everyone is worried. Seniors arrive to distribute names, starting with Lee Shun's. A handsome boy with distinctive blonde hair arrives. Everyone looks at him, captivated. Ju Yoon sees him, but isn't overly impressed. In the next scene, Ju Yoon and her best friend, Shu Miao, are in the canteen. Shu Miao gets a call and leaves. Ju Yoon is eating when Lee Shun sits beside her, smiles, and asks, "How did you like the food?" Ju Yoon says, "The food is good." Shu Miao returns and says, "I put your food on another table. Why are you sitting here?" It turns out the food is Lee Jun's, shocking both of them. Ju Yoon feels embarrassed. The next day, Ju Yoon and Shu Miao arrive late to class, finding all the seats taken. Ju Yoon has to sit next to Lee Shun. During class, the teacher asks Lee Shun to introduce himself. Later, while the teacher introduces the monitors, Ju Yoon sees Lee Shun working and tries to look at his computer. Lee Shun says, "The teacher is asking you to introduce yourself." She hastily introduces herself, though nothing of substance is said. The students laugh, and an embarrassed Ju-yoon sits down. In the next scene, students are at school for self-study in the evening, but two students are missing, Lee Shun and Dai. Shu Miao is worried because she is the class monitor. The whole class will lose marks if anyone is absent. She messages Lee Shun, who replies, "What's it to you whether I come to class or not?" She tries to persuade him, but he doesn't respond. In the next scene, Shu Miao tells Ju-yoon, "Try to persuade Lee Shun, and I'll try with Dai." Ju-yoon refuses. Shu Miao says, "If they don't come, our marks will be deducted." Ju-yoon insists, "I will never talk to Lee Shun in my life." In the next scene, Ju-yoon is following Lee Shun at Shu Miao's urging. She follows him to the rooftop. She doesn't see him initially, but she's happy to be on the rooftop. Lee Shun arrives. Ju-yoon says, "You should come to morning class." Lee Shun refuses, saying, "I'm not interested." She requests, "Please come to class. We all want you there. Otherwise, our marks will be cut." Lee Shun says, "I'm not interested and won't come." Ju-yoon asks, "How can I persuade you?" Lee Shun proposes a game. "If you win, I'll come to class." She loses repeatedly. It turns out the game is designed to be unwinnable. Ju-yoon asks, "Why did you give me this game?" Lee Shun replies, "Because you don't like me." She is upset. In the next scene, Ju-yoon is trying to figure out how to win the game, but finds no way and becomes even more frustrated. The next day in class, everyone is seated when Lee Shun arrives at the back. No chairs are free, so he sits next to Ju-yoon, who looks at him. During the lecture, Lee Shun repeatedly kicks Ju-yoon's leg. Angered, she kicks him back hard. The professor notices. He asks Ju-yoon to answer the questions he's been asking, expecting her to fail. However, she answers effortlessly, impressing the professor, who offers her the position of class representative. She refuses. In the next scene, Gao meets Lee Shun and says, "We're forming an interest group and I want you to join." Lee Shun refuses. Gao tries to persuade him, but Lee Shun remains firm. The next day, Gao says, "Despite many requests, Lee Shun refuses to join our group and doesn't submit his homework on time." Ju-yoon says, "I'll try to persuade him." In the next scene, Ju-yoon goes to Lee Shun and says, "You should submit your homework." Lee Shun says, "This is my place, don't come here without my permission." Ju-yoon says, "I only came to get your homework." Lee Shun says, "I'm not doing any homework." Ju-yoon says, "Are you scared? You just pretend to be smart in front of everyone, but you actually know nothing." He says, "Fine, I'll do your homework." Ju-yoon gives him a flash drive, and he gives her his homework on it. When she inserts the drive into her laptop in class, it's not homework, but a virus. Her laptop shuts down. The next day, she goes to a shop to get it fixed. Many people try, but can't remove the virus. She goes to Professor Lin, who calls Lee Shun and asks, "Did you put a virus on her laptop?" Lee Shun admits he did. Professor Lin is impressed because it was an impressive feat. A call comes from the professor's home and he tells Lee Shun, "Help Ju-yoon." As Lee Shun is leaving, Ju-yoon follows him. She's still not convinced he'll help. When she asks for help, Lee Shun says, "You should have understood when I explained it to the professor." She says, "I didn't understand what you were saying." He calls her a fool and leaves. Back in her dorm, Ju-yoon tries all night to remove the virus, but fails. The next morning, she receives a message from Lee Shun explaining how to remove it. She does so and is relieved. That night, Ju-hoon goes to Lee Shun, bringing food and drinks to thank him. She says, "You put the virus on my laptop, but we learned something. You're so smart, why don't you tutor us?" He says, "I have a scholarship, why would I waste my time on your education?" Ju-yoon says, "We're your friends. Helping us would be good for you and improve our marks." He still disagrees. She tries to persuade him, but he refuses, making her irritated, and she leaves. She notices her phone is left behind. Lee Shun has closed the door, preventing her entry. Ju-yoon is upset and says, "I won't leave until I get my phone." Lee Shun ignores her, putting in earplugs. The next morning, Lee Shun sees Ju-yoon sleeping by the door on his way to class. He calls her a fool and leaves. Shu Miao arrives in class to find Lee Shun already there. Shocked, she calls Ju-yoon. Ju-yoon answers and learns that Lee Shun has left, quickly puts on a jacket and rushes to class. Lee Shun sees her. Shu Miao asks, "Whose jacket is that?" Ju-yoon says, "Mine. It's Lee Shun's. He put it on her while she was sleeping." She quickly takes it off. Professors arrive and ask to speak with Lee Shun, who says, "I've created a new group to discuss upcoming projects." In the next scene, Gao meets Lee Shun and asks him to leave his base and join the interest group. Lee Shun refuses, telling Gao, "One day, you'll have to leave your interest group and come to my base." Gao is upset and says, "Don't insult us like that." In the next scene, Gao and Du-yoon are working when Shu Miao arrives, upset because there's an art competition at their college, and no one in her group wants to participate. She sees Ju-yoon is experienced in talking and asks her to participate in a crosstalk act, but Zhu Yun refuses. After Shu Miao's insistence, she agrees. While practicing, Li Sun arrives and mocks them, insulting them. Gao says, "You don't need to insult us." Li Sun says, "I'm getting this place as a base, so you'll have to find another place for your interest group." They are shocked. Li Shun leaves and Zhu Yun follows him, asking, "Is the art performance today? Will you come?" Li Shun says, "It's boring. I won't come." Zhu Yun requests, "Come, I'm performing on stage. It would be nice if you watched." Li Shun asks, "Are you inviting me?" Annoyed, Zhu Yun leaves, and Li Shun smiles and walks away. The next day, at the performance, Zhu Yun wonders if Li Shun is there, but he isn't. Meanwhile, Li Shun considers going to see Zhu Yun's performance. A girl gives a good violin performance. Li Shun arrives, and she announces she did this performance for a boy and proposes to Li Shun in front of everyone, shocking them. Li Shun doesn't respond. Zhu Yun's turn comes and she performs a crosstalk act, indirectly mocking Li Shun. She tells a story about a golden-eyed dog with golden hair, clearly referring to Li Shun. She says, "It wasn't actually a smart dog. We always tricked it into thinking it was smart, and it would wag its tail." Li Shun is insulted and leaves. After she finishes, Zhu Yun says, "When we bathed the dog one day, we found its hair was black. The golden color was just on top. It only pretended to be golden-eyed. There's a similar boy in our class." Everyone likes her performance. As she leaves the stage, Li Jun approaches her closely, shocking everyone. He says, "You notice me a lot. If you like me, say so, and we'll be in a relationship." Zhu Yun stares at him angrily, but people cheer for them. The next morning, Shu Miao tells Zhu Yun, "Your and Li Shun's video has gone viral. Everyone at college thinks they are a couple," upsetting Zhu Yun. In the next scene, she avoids everyone and goes to the announcement room to clarify, saying, "Nothing is going on between Li Sun and me. We are completely separate. I just made up a story last night and he's been teasing me ever since." When she returns to class, everyone believes her, accepting that Li Zun doesn't actually like her. As they are talking, Li Zun arrives, his hair now black. Everyone is shocked. They think that just as the golden-eyed dog's hair changed from golden to black in her story, Li Shun has dyed his hair black for her, reinforcing the idea that they are a couple. Zhu Yun approaches Li Shun and says, "Help me. Tell everyone I'm not your girlfriend." Li Shun replies, "Why should I help if you're not my girlfriend?" and starts to leave. Angry, Zhu Yun follows him, saying, "You can't make fun of me like this in front of everyone." Li Shun ignores her, saying, "You made fun of me last night in front of everyone. How did that feel? I'm doing the same to you." He leaves. Professor Lin arrives, revealing that Li Shun dyed his hair black at his request. In the next scene, Gao, Li Shun, and Zhu Yun are working together on a website. Li Shun says more progress is needed, but Gao says, "It's fine as it is. We have a presentation tomorrow." He urges them to improve it, but they disagree. The next day, Gao and Zhu Yun arrive at the company. Gao gives his presentation, but nobody likes the website. They say, "The website needs more work." Just as they're about to reject it, Li Jun says, "The website needs work. It's not fully developed. I have the final product." He shows them the improved version, which is well received and approved. Gao is furious. After the meeting, he confronts Li Shun, saying, "I considered you a friend, but you insulted me in front of everyone. If you had a problem, you could have told me earlier." Li Shun replies, "When I said so, none of you were willing to understand. We got this deal because of me. You should be happy." Gao remains angry. In the next scene, Li Shun announces, "Our project is finalized." Everyone is happy except Gao and Zhu Yun. Li Shun, though unhappy himself, tells everyone to work. They do, but Gao leaves angrily, saying, "I'm not working. I'm leaving this base." Zhu Yun is upset. After class, Zhu Yun tells Li Shun, "Gao is our friend. You should talk to him." Li Shun agrees. He messages Gao, who meets him. Li Shun explains why changes in projects are important and that they'll fall behind without improvement. Gao understands. The next day, he returns to the base, and Zhu Yun is happy. They all work together. Due to excessive work, Zhu Yun is exhausted and tells Li Shun, "I need a break." He refuses. Zhu Yun says, "I'm so tired, I can't even get to my dorm." Li Shun says, "Come, I'll drop you off." He takes her on his bicycle and she's very happy. In the next scene, Professor Lin and Zhang arrive with their team. Professor Lin says, "Zhang will handle this project from now on," as she also gave a presentation on this website for this project. In the next scene, Zhu Yun asks Li Shun for a private meeting. Outside, Zhu Yun says, "Why didn't you oppose that? You shouldn't have listened to her. We worked so hard on this project, and you fell for her words." Li Shun says, "Things don't always go as we think. Sometimes we should cooperate." Zhu Yun disagrees. Even after repeated requests, Li Shun doesn't listen, so Zhu Yun says, "Even if this project was yours, it was also mine, and if you listen to them, I won't work with you." Li Shun looks at her. In class, Ju Yoon starts packing her things, upsetting Li Shun slightly. In the next scene, Shu Miao asks Ju Yoon to come with her to class, but Ju Yoon refuses. While everyone is in class, Jang arrives and asks about Ju Yoon. Shu Miao says, Ju Yoon had class today. Jang asks, which class? Show me. But Ju Yoon has no class. Li Shun hacked the campus website to show fake classes, impressing everyone. Later, Shu Miao tells Ju Yoon, I think Li Shun likes you. Ju Yoon says, nothing like that, he's arrogant and doesn't care about anything. In the next scene, Ju Yoon goes to Li Shun, who gives her a task. She refuses, and Li Shun explains, this is more urgent now. We'll fight the other battles later. Ju Yoon agrees and silently works. In the next scene, Jang approaches Ju Yoon and asks her to make changes to the project. Ju Yoon refuses, and Jang insists. Ju Yoon goes to Li Shun, and Jang calls, explaining the changes. Li Shun interrupts, saying, the company called and wants us. Ju Yoon says, the company didn't call me. Li Shun says, I don't know anything about it. She hangs up and smiles. In the next scene, they go to Dee's concert. Ju Yoon drinks too much. Dee and Li Shun take her home in a cart, but she stops to feel the wind. Li Shun watches as she falls into his lap, rambling incoherently, shocking him. They put her in the cart and take her home, putting her to bed. When she wakes up, she asks Dai, where is he? Dee says, you're in my studio. Ju Yoon asks about Li Shun. Dee says, Li Shun lives here too, explaining, he's our investor, so he shares a room, and all this is his money. While Ju Yoon is sleeping, she goes to the washroom. Afterward, she's confused about which side Li Shun's room is on. She goes into Li Shun's room and falls asleep. Li Shun arrives and asks her to get up, but she hugs him. He frees himself. She starts to vomit, and Ju Yoon leaves. Returning, she finds herself in Li Shun's room, feeling embarrassed. Li Shun tells her to leave. Go, but she sees him working. When she asks, what are you doing? Component placement. He doesn't answer, but she sees on his laptop that he's working on something for the company. After Ju Yoon's insistence, Li Shun reveals, I'm secretly developing an app with Jang. It will make our website irrelevant. Ju Yoon is very impressed. They sit together and talk. Li Shun explains the website and how they can make money. Ju Yoon worries, what if we get caught? Li Shun says, I'm worried, but what can I do? He sees Ju Yoon has fallen asleep on his shoulder and watches her. The next morning, Dee tells Ju Yoon what happened last night, making her embarrassed. In the classroom, she sees Li Shun working. Ju Yoon says, you drank too. How can you work so easily? Li Shun says, I don't care about these things. Ju Yoon says, our conversation wasn't finished last night. Explain everything clearly. He refuses, and everyone starts looking at them. They go outside to talk. Ju Yoon says, I don't think the website work you're doing is useful. Li Shun says, it will be very useful later. We'll beat Jang and make a lot of money. Ju Yoon says, you always talk about money. What's the difference between you and Jang? Li Shun gets angry and moves very close to her, making her nervous. She says, okay, I'm sorry. There's a big difference between you and her. He moves away and starts to leave. She hits him, making him irritated, and she smiles. In the next scene, Zhu Yoon and Gao are going up a height. Li Shun has called them there. They are tired. At the top, Li Shun is already there, having arrived by cable car. They ask, why didn't you tell us? Li Shun says, this website is like how you ignore obvious things. You're not understanding many things on the website. They realize that Li Shun thinks differently. They enjoy themselves and take pictures. After Gao leaves, Ju Yun takes some pictures with Li Shun and is happy. In the next scene, Ju Yun prints the pictures and takes them to Li Shun, but he's gone, confusing her. The next day, she sees Li Shun and Zhang talking. Zhang threatens Li Shun, demanding both the website and the app, but he refuses and leaves. Zhang says, I know about your past, how you were expelled from your last high school. Ju Yun is shocked. Zhang says, how you cheated and changed your grades. Li Shun says, I didn't do anything. Tell the school if you want. I don't care. He leaves. In class, Li Shun works normally. Ju Yun is upset, knowing he's in big trouble. The next day, Ju Yun goes to Zhang and says, from now on, she will work at this base and not with Li Shun. She agrees to give all of Li Shun's projects to Zhang, making Zhang very happy. In the next scene, Zhang approaches Li Shun, who says, I still won't give you the app. Zhang says, I don't need it anymore. Ju Yun is working with me now. She can give me whatever I need, shocking him. In the next scene, Li Shun calls Ju Yun, saying, come see me. Ju Yun goes to meet him. Li Shun asks, why did you agree to work with Zhang? Ju Yun says, I'll work wherever I want. Li Shun says, you'll copy my things and give them to her. Ju Yun says, you didn't trademark anything. I was learning from you. If Zhang asks, I'll give her everything. She starts to leave. Li Shun says, if you tell her all this information, you don't need to come to the base. Ju Yun says, I'll work there anyway. I'm not coming back to the base. Li Xun is very upset. The next day, Zhu Yun intentionally makes mistakes in Jiang's class. Jiang notices and tells her to correct them. The next day, Li Xun waits for Zhu Yun. He asks, "Did you hear what I and Jiang talked about? Are you doing this because of that?" Zhu Yun says, "You're not that important to me that I'd work with Jiang for you. Leave." Li Xun leaves. In the next scene, Zhu Yun's classmates act strangely. Zhu Yun asks Han, Jiang's friend, what happened? Han says, "Jiang found out you were intentionally making mistakes and she won't let you go." Zhu Yun is scared. Jiang confronts Zhu Yun, asking why she made mistakes. Zhu Yun denies knowing anything. Angrily, Jiang throws water on Zhu Yun's face. In the next scene, Jiang goes to Professor Lin, saying, "Zhu Yun ruined our project." Professor Lin says, "We'll punish her." In the next scene, Xu Miao tells Li Xun everything. Li Xun angrily attacks Han, who had told Jiang. Han says, "I had no other option." When Zhu Yun finds out, she goes to Li Xun. He says, "You heard what Jiang and I talked about that day, right?" "I know. I found out when you started working with her at the base." Zhu Yun says, "I didn't want anyone to know about you and judge you." Li Xun teases her, calling her a fool. "You're a fool." Zhu Yun says, "I'm neither a princess nor a fool. Don't worry, I'll handle it." In the next scene, Zhu Yun calls her mother and tells her everything. Her family is influential. Her parents invite Jiang to lunch and directly confront her about her treatment of their daughter. Zhu Yun's mother angrily says, "You shouldn't have thrown water on my daughter's face." Jiang is embarrassed and apologizes to Zhu Yun. In the next scene, Zhu Yun and Li Xun are working together. Li Xun says, "If there are any problems in the future, tell me. Don't handle them alone." When Gao arrives and finds the app is back, he asks, "How did this happen?" Li Xun says, "Our princess did it." Gao feels slightly bad because nobody asked him before taking or giving the app. In the next scene, Li Xun approaches Zhu Yun as she leaves class. Zhu Yun asks, "Which class did you take?" Li Xun says, "I didn't think about it." Zhu Yun says, "I'll assign you a class." Li Xun says, "Okay." In the next scene, they are working alone in the office. Zhu Yun says, "You gave everyone time off but not me." Li Xun moves close, asking, "Should I treat you like everyone else?" Zhu Yun says, "No, they are very close." Zhu Yun says, "Go get me lunch." He goes to get it. When he returns, he gives her lunch, and they tease each other. Li Xun gets very close to Zhu Yun and looks at her. Zhu Yun asks, "Is there something on my face?" Li Xun just keeps looking at her. Zhu Yun's mother arrives, shocked to see them so close. Li Xun is also shocked and looks away. Zhu Yun's mother takes her away. Zhu Yun says, "Li Xun is just my friend. Nothing is going on." Her mother says, "Stay away from Li Xun. He's not a good boy." A flashback reveals Zhu Yun's mother was Li Xun's school director. Li Xun had said, "My friend didn't cheat. I did. Expel only me." She said, "Both are guilty. Both will be expelled." Zhu Yun is shocked. Zhu Yun goes to Li Xun, but he doesn't talk properly, saying, "Your mother must have told you everything." Zhu Yun says, "What my mother said doesn't matter." Li Xun still avoids her. Zhu Yun goes to Li Xun again in the evening, trying to talk, but he says, "I'm not interested in talking to you," making her upset. The next day, they go to the game room to play volleyball. Jiang, a boy, plays well with Zhu Yun and flirts with her. Li Xun dislikes this. He tries to distance them, but Jiang keeps playing with Zhu Yun. Zhu Yun gets hurt. Jiang takes her to the hospital and tends to her wound. Li Xun sees this and feels jealous. When Jiang gets Zhu Yun's number, Li Xun knocks the phone out of his hand and leaves, looking at Zhu Yun, who smiles. The next day, the teacher asks everyone to form teams. Jiang wants to team up with Zhu Yun again. Li Xun says he'll play with Jiang. Li Xun loses. Zhu Yun goes to Jiang, saying, "I'll play with you." Li Xun leaves. Zhu Yun follows him, saying, "Why did you play with Jiang? He's much stronger. You'll never beat him." Li Xun gets angry, moving closer, asking, "Did you call me weak?" Zhu Yun is silent. Li Xun says, "I'll beat Jiang. What do you think of me?" He leaves. That night, Xu Miao tells Zhu Yun, "Jiang asked me on a date. Will you come with me?" Zhu Yun says yes. Han asks Li Xun, "We're going out tomorrow. Are you interested?" When Li Xun learns Zhu Yun is going, he says yes. In the next scene, Zhu Yun and Xu Miao go to see Jiang, who is happy, but Li Xun arrives, making him angry. Li Xun gets into the car with Zhu Yun, and Xu Miao realizes he came for Zhu Yun, not Jiang. They go car racing. Zhu Yun is driving, but she feels unwell. No one has water, so they go to get some. Li Xun arrives and gives her water. "Drink this." Jiang arrives. Before Jiang can offer water, Zhu Yun vomits on him, making Li Xun laugh. Li Xun and Jiang race. Li Xun wins, making Zhu Yun happy. That night, Li Xun says, "You didn't need to bring Jiang's jacket." Zhu Yun says, "I soiled Jiang's jacket. Cleaning it is my responsibility." Li Xun agrees. In the next scene, Li Xun and Jiang play a game in the game room. Li Xun manages to score the necessary points and leaves. Zhu Yun follows. Li Xun suddenly collapses and faints. Zhu Yun takes him to the hospital. Doctors say, Lee Shun has a pre-existing injury, that's why he's like this. She's upset. Lee Shun's sister arrives. Ju-yun tells her everything. The next day, at the base, Ju-yun notices Lee Shun still has trouble sitting. She asks him to get medicine. Go get the medicine. When they leave, Ju-yun sees concert tickets on her desk for her and Lee Shun's sister. After the concert, Lee Shun's sister tells Ju-yun, "My brother likes you. He doesn't trust anyone enough to let them come with me. Always be with him, but don't endure too much if he bothers you." Answer back. When Lee Shun's sister leaves, Lee Shun arrives. Ju-yun says, "You knew your sister was here. Why didn't you meet her?" Lee Shun doesn't answer, asking, "What did my sister say?" Ju-yun tells him everything. They leave. In the next scene, Ju-yun and Lee Shun are at the hospital. Lee Shun says, "I can't find his lighter." Ju-yun goes to look for it. She gets a call that the lighter has been found. They are sitting, and they see the lighter is broken. He's upset. Ju-yun asks, "Why was it so important?" He says, "It's my father's lighter. It's the last thing I have from him. He died in a car accident." They are both upset. In the next scene, Lee Shun tries to fix the lighter in his dorm but gives up. The next day, Gao arrives, angry at Lee Shun. Gao is doing work Lee Shun doesn't like. Lee Shun tells him to do different work. They argue, and Lee Shun leaves. Ju-yun notices Lee Shun is upset because he doesn't have his lighter. In the next scene, they have lunch. Ju-yun says, "You didn't need to get so angry at Gao." He says, "It's nothing." Ju-yun says, "I know you're upset about your lighter." Lee Shun agrees. In the next scene, Ju-yun and Lee Shun are working at the base but are tired. Ju-yun says, "My friend Tian has an art show here. Will you come with me?" Lee Shun refuses. Ju-yun pushes him, and he says, "We'll go tomorrow." The next day, while sleeping, Ju-yun gets a call from Lee Shun. "Wake up, let's go." Ju-yun gets ready quickly and goes. Lee Shun is happy to see her. They arrive at the art gallery where Tian notices them. While looking at the art, Ju-yun takes pictures and praises Tian's rapid success. "Wow, how did you become so famous so quickly?" Lee Shun gets jealous and teases Ju-yun. They spend a good time together. Afterward, they return to the hostel in the cold and are happy. That night, Ju-yun's mother calls, "It's spring break, come home." Ju-yun says, "I have some work here. I can't come soon, maybe in 2 or 3 days." She's doing this to stay with Lee Shun. After the call, Ju-yun's mother tells her husband, "Bring Ju-yun tomorrow." The next day, Ju-yun sees Lee Shun is unwell in class. She urges him to go to the hospital. "Let's go to the hospital." He refuses. So Ju-yun goes to get medicine. While getting medicine, she gets a call from her mother. "Your father's coming to get you. Tian and his mother are coming to our house for dinner, so you need to be there." Ju-yun is upset. When Ju-yun returns, her father sees the medicine but says nothing, telling her, "I'm waiting in the car. Come quickly." He leaves. Ju-yun says, "I have to go," and leaves. Seeing her go, Lee Shun says, "Call me when you get home." Ju-yun is happy and leaves. In the car, Ju-yun's father tells her, "Don't tell your mother you got medicine for that boy. She'll be angry." Ju-yun agrees. Ju-yun arrives home, where Tian and his mother are already there. They have dinner. Afterward, Ju-yun messages Lee Shun, but he doesn't reply. She calls and finds out he's even sicker because she accidentally gave him the wrong medicine. Lee Shun says, "Don't worry, someone else gave me the right medicine." Ju-yun asks who. Lee Shun says, "Cici gave me the medicine," making Ju-yun jealous. Lee Shun hangs up. In the next scene, Ju-yun goes to the market with Tian and gets Lee Shun's lighter fixed. The shop owner asks for a lot of money, and Ju-yun agrees to pay, but Tian says, "Why pay so much?" Ju-yun says, "It's a friend's lighter. It broke, so I'm getting it fixed." Tian understands it's not an ordinary friend and teases her. Ju-yun goes aside and calls Lee Shun, who says, "Cici and I are going out for a while." Ju-yun feels even more jealous. At dinner, Ju-yun's parents tell her to study abroad. Go abroad to study. She refuses, saying, "I spent the whole day getting a lighter fixed." Her parents are confused. To distract them, she goes to turn on the TV and sees Lee Shun outside, shocking her. In the bathroom, she calls Lee Shun, asking, "Are you outside my house?" Lee Shun says yes and asks to meet. "Let's meet outside." That night, after her parents fall asleep, Ju-yun gets ready and goes to a hotel to meet Lee Shun, who is happy to see her. They go to Lee Shun's room. Ju-yun asks, "There's no space to sit on the chair. Where should I sit?" Lee Shun tells her to sit on the bed. "Sit here." Ju-yun sits nearby, but they feel awkward. Lee Shun says, "I came all this way just for you." Ju-yun is happy. Lee Shun is about to kiss her, but Ju-yun gets nervous and leaves. She tries to leave, but Lee Shun stops her, saying, "I brought you a Christmas gift." Lee Shun gives her a gift, and she's happy. Ju-yun asks, "Is that all you got for me?" Lee Shun says, "No," and gives her a dress, saying, "Try this on." Ju-yun puts it on. She looks pretty. Lee Shun keeps looking at her, saying, "You're so pretty." He comes closer, asking, "Why are you blushing?" Ju-yun says, "It's hot in here." That's why my cheeks are red. She goes to the bathroom, embarrassed. She thinks, how do I give Li Shun his lighter? Ju-yoon goes out and asks Li Shun, can you do fireworks for me? He says yes. Going downstairs, he realizes he doesn't have a lighter. As he's going to buy one, Ju-yoon says, I have a lighter. She gives him his lighter. Li Shun opens the box, happy to see his fixed lighter, and thanks her. Thank you. Ju-yoon is happy. Li Shun puts on a fireworks show, making Ju-yoon very happy. Li Shun smiles at her. Li Shun is sleeping. Ju-yoon comes very close. She's about to kiss him when her phone alarm rings, waking Li Shun. Ju-yoon leaves, embarrassed. The next morning, Ju-yoon tells Tien, tell my parents you're going to drop me off at the university. Then they'll let me go. They go to Ju-yoon's mother and ask her permission, which she gives. They arrive at the university. Ju-yoon thanks Tien, thank you, for his help. Li Shun arrives, confused to see them together, and leaves. Ju-yoon follows him. Li Shun doesn't speak to her, so Ju-yoon says, he was my driver. Li Shun says, don't lie to me, and leaves angrily, upsetting Ju-yoon. The next day, Ju-yoon goes to the office. She tries to talk to Li Shun, but he doesn't respond. Ju-yoon tells him the truth. It was Tien, my friend. Li Shun says, I know. He's the painter whose exhibition we went to. Ju-yoon goes to him and apologizes. I'm sorry. Li Shun says, don't lie to me again. Ju-yoon agrees. They work happily together. In the next scene, Ju-yoon and Tien are at dinner. Tien says, at the exhibition I saw you and Li Shun together. You were very happy with him. Ju-yoon says, why didn't you talk to me? Tien says, I didn't want to disturb you. Tien says, I don't think Li Shun is the right guy for you. Ju-yoon says, that's not true. You don't know him. They become awkward. They go back to the dorm. Ju-yoon says, don't take anything I said badly. Tien says, I won't. He leaves. In the next scene, Shu Miao tells Ju-yoon, Professor Lin is angry at Li Shun. Ju-yoon goes to see what's happening and learns Professor Lin is asking Li Shun to participate in a competition. You must participate in this competition. Li Shun refuses. The professor explains, it will give you many future opportunities. Li Shun still refuses, angering Professor Lin. After he leaves, Ju-yoon tells the professor, don't worry, I'll persuade him. In the next scene, Ju-yoon goes to Li Shun and asks him to participate, join this competition. He refuses, so she sits beside him and persuades him until he agrees, but not to go with her. In the next scene, they are going to the competition. They are happy to see each other. They arrive and realize Li Shun is more interested in biotechnology at the event, upsetting Ju-yoon slightly. They go to the biotechnology section. In the next scene, Gao is on stage with the competitors, including Fang, who wins every year. Gao talks to Fang, who learns Li Shun and Gao are from the same university, making Gao jealous. During dinner, Fang arrives. Ju-yoon keeps looking at Fang. It's revealed they know each other, but Ju-yoon clearly dislikes Fang. When Fang leaves, Ju-yoon follows and talks to him. He says, I'll win the competition again this time. Li Shun arrives and asks Ju-yoon, what happened? She doesn't say anything, hugs him, and cries. He comforts her. Back at college, Ju-yoon again asks Li Shun to participate. You should participate in this competition. Li Shun asks, tell me why I should participate. Ju-yoon doesn't say anything. Ju-yoon and Gao start preparing for the competition, but they have some problems. Ju-yoon goes to Li Shun for help. I need your help. Li Shun refuses. Ju-yoon says, if you encrypt the data for me, I'll pay you. You can keep all the money I make from the project. Ju-yoon tells Gao, who disagrees. Li Shun arrives and hacks Gao's website in one go, making Gao upset. He deletes all his files and leaves. Gao goes to Li Shun and Ju-yoon, saying, we have to start from scratch. They start working on the website again. One night, Li Shun and Ju-yoon are working late. Ju-yoon gets sleepy and doesn't want to go to the dorm. Li Shun makes a makeshift bed for her and tells her to sleep while he works. Ju-yoon says, we have to win this competition, adding, if we win, I'll do whatever you say. Li Shun makes her write it down, and she does. He's happy and returns Ju-yoon's credit card. They are both happy. Ju-yoon falls asleep. Li Shun works. In the next scene, everyone is at the university. In the next scene, Gao sees Fang meeting with a competition committee member. Fang is saying the committee member should let him win. Gao records this. Everyone is upset when they find out. The next day, during the competition, Gao's app wins first prize, making them happy, but Fang receives a special prize, upsetting them. Li Shun arrives and shows everyone the video of Fang talking to the committee. Fang is disqualified. In the next scene, Ju-yoon and Li Shun are sitting together. Ju-yoon thanks Li Shun. Thank you for teaching Fang a lesson. Li Shun says, I can do anything for you because you're a princess. Ju-yoon asks, what's a princess? Li Shun says, a princess is perfect in everything, and all her demands are met. They have romantic moments. Li Na, Gao's girlfriend, arrives and kisses Li Shun, praising him for what he did to Fang and asking him to meet her. Let's meet. Ju Yun is shocked and tells Li Shun not to go. Don't go. He leaves anyway, saying, I couldn't refuse her. Ju Yun goes to her room, upset, and tells Dai everything. Dee says, if you like Li Shun, you should confess. Ju Yun agrees. In the next scene, Ju Yun, wearing the dress Li Shun gave her, goes to the place where Lina called Li Shun. Li Shun and Lina aren't there, upsetting her. She thinks Li Shun went with Lina. As she stands there upset, Li Shun arrives. Seeing him, she kisses him. He kisses her back. Ju Yun says, choose me instead of Lina. Li Shun says, I've chosen you a long time ago. They hug. 3 years pass. It's Ju Yun's test day on campus, and Li Shun doesn't come, upsetting her. At home, she asks, why didn't you come for the test? Li Shun says, these are useless things. I don't enjoy wasting time on them. Ju Yun is upset. Li Shun asks, what's wrong? Ju Yun says, Dai called. She said you're starting a company, but you didn't tell me? Li Shun says, there was nothing to tell you, so I didn't. Ju Yun is upset because Li Shun tells everyone but her. She's about to leave when Li Shun stops her. Ju Yun says, why are you following me? I don't want to talk to you. Li Shun says, I'll do whatever you say, just come with me. Ju Yun agrees and goes with him. Li Shun takes Ju Yun somewhere, their office. He started a new company called L&P. Ju Yun asks, what's L&P? Li Shun says, lucky and power. Ju Yun is upset. She thought he named it Lighter and Princess. Lighter for Li Shun, Princess for Ju Yun. Li Shun says, lucky and power is perfect. But the name is actually a subtle reference to Lighter and Princess. They are both happy to have started their company. In the next scene, Ju Yun and Li Shun celebrate New Year's Eve, enjoying each other's company and watching fireworks. They remember their first fireworks display and are happy together. Ju Yun and Li Shun go to Dee's house, where their friends are celebrating. After dinner, Gao, Li Shun, and Ju Yun talk privately. Gao says, Lina rejected me, adding, my project isn't going anywhere. Li Shun says, you want to be a partner in our company? We just started one. Gao refuses. In the next scene, there's a college competition and Fang is there, angering Li Shun. Professor Lin tells Li Shun to help Fang. You should help Fang. Li Shun refuses. Fang says, I can use the video you showed of me in the last competition to disqualify you from the whole project. Li Shun says, do what you want, but don't ruin Gao's project. Fang says, you have to apologize. Li Shun refuses. During the competition, Gao's team is disqualified because Li Shun's actions 3 years ago were illegal. Fang is happy. Gao is upset that his hard work is wasted. In the next scene, Li Jun's sister arrives. She's having eye surgery. After Li Jun leaves, Fang comes to his sister and says, this hotel is expensive. Li Jun's sister is shocked. Fang asks, do you want to go to a cheaper hotel? She says yes. Fang takes her to a cheap hotel. While she's talking to Li Shun on the phone, a car appears and she's in an accident. She dies. After the funeral, Gao tells Li Shun, Fang was the one who took your sister to the expensive hotel, indirectly blaming Fang for her death. Ju Yun and Li Shun are sitting together. Li Shun is upset and crying about his sister. Ju Yun comforts him. Ju Yun and Li Shun go outside in the snow and enjoy themselves. Ju Yun is happy. Li Shun asks, what's your dream? Ju Yun says, my dream is to marry my first love. Li Shun comes closer, asking, what will you do if I betray you? Ju Yun says, I'll tell you to go to hell. Li Shun says, betrayers should go to hell anyway. They hug and kiss, enjoying the snow. The next morning, Li Shun says, your parents aren't approving, so let's meet them. Tell them I'm coming. Ju Yun agrees. Li Na arrives and tells Gao, I came to see Li Shun. Li Shun arrives and leaves with Li Na. Shu Miao sees them talking and calls Ju Yun, who is upset. Li Shun takes Ju Yun home. Li Shun's father takes him to the study to talk. Ju Yun's father says, Ju Yun's mother wants her to study abroad, but she won't go because of you. I want you to go with her. Don't worry, I'll pay for your studies. Li Shun listens silently. They come out, and Ju Yun's mother asks, what are your future plans? Li Shun says, I want to expand my business and stay here. Ju Yun's father says, you agreed to go abroad. What happened? Li Shun says, I know your family is influential. Why not invest in my company to help it grow? This angers Ju Yun's parents. They think Li Shun is only with Ju Yun to expand his business. They refuse. No, we won't. Li Shun says, your thinking is wrong. They get angrier, saying, we won't approve your relationship, and tell him to leave. Get out of here. Ju Yun is upset. Li Shun leaves. Ju Yun follows but can't find him. In the next scene, Ju Yun goes to Li Shun's office. She says, you didn't need to talk to my parents like that. Li Shun says, your parents were also wrong. Ju Yun says, if you talk to me like this, I'll leave, and leaves angrily. In the next scene, Ju Yun goes to Li Shun and says, if something happened, tell me. Li Shun says, you were supposed to leave. Why are you here? Ju Yun says, I don't want our relationship to get worse. If you behave like this, it will. She tries to explain, but Li Na arrives, shocking Zhu Yun. Zhu Yun asks Li Shun, "What is she doing here?" Li Na touches Li Shun and says, "Why can't I be here?" Zhu Yun is upset and cries, leaving. In the next scene, Li Na meets Zhu Yun and says, "My father is rich. He gave me the opportunity to invest in any business. I heard about a company called L&P. I'm going to invest in it." Zhu Yun is angry, saying, "Li Shun will never let you invest in that company. It's our company." Li Na says, "Li Shun already gave me permission. He suggested I invest." Zhu Yun is very upset. In the next scene, Li Jun and Li Na are going somewhere when Zhu Yun arrives and asks Li Shun, "What's going on?" Li Shun says, "Growing my company is more important than anything." Zhu Yun asks, "Is it more important than me?" Li Jun says, "Yes." Zhu Yun says, "We can grow this company in any way. You don't need to ruin our relationship." Li Shun leaves. Zhu Yun follows, saying, "If you leave like this, I'll break up with you and never talk to you again." Li Shun leaves without listening and breaks up with Zhu Yun, who is upset, cries, and reminisces. Li Na asks Li Shun, "Why did you tell me such a big lie?" Li Shun says, "It was important for me to say that." Li Na proposes, "Marry me." Li Shun refuses, saying, "I only love Zhu Yun." In the next scene, Li Shun goes to Gao and transfers all his company shares to Gao's name because he's planning something. Gao supports him, saying, "I'll transfer the shares to your name when you say." Li Shun says, "After Zhu Yun, I trust you the most." They sign the contract. In the next scene, a competition is underway. Li Shun arrives angrily and attacks Fang. "I'll kill you." Zhu Yun sees this. She tries to stop him. "Stop!" But he doesn't stop. He severely injures Fang. Gao laughs, revealing he cheated Fang and took all the shares. In the next scene, Zhu Yun is looking for her phone but can't find it. Her mother says, "I took your phone." Zhu Yun says, "I'm going to see Li Shun." Her parents stop her. Her mother says, "Li Shun put out one of Fang's eyes. That's a serious crime. We don't want our daughter with someone like that." Ignoring them, Zhu Yun leaves. Her father angrily slaps her, making her fall. Her mother cries, "If you're our daughter, you won't go." Zhu Yun cries, saying, "I don't care what he's like. I love him very much." Her parents are shocked. In the next scene, Zhu Yun's parents lock her in a room. Li Shun's hair is cut in jail. He's given prison clothes and imprisoned. Zhu Yun's mother tells her Li Shun got a 10-year sentence. Zhu Yun is shocked and falls into deep depression. She doesn't eat. In the next scene, Zhu Yun's parents come to her, saying, "If you stay depressed and upset, we'll suffer too. You can't live like this your whole life." They try to cheer her up and leave. Zhu Yun stops them, saying, "There's something you can do for me?" They ask, "What?" In the next scene, Zhu Yun visits Li Shun in jail. She asks, "Did you distance yourself from me because you were going to do this with Fang? When did you start planning this?" Li Shun says, "From the start, 6 years ago when I saw you. I hated you then. When you appeared in college, I thought I'd never talk to you. But you kept pursuing me, so I thought I'd take advantage of you because your family is so influential. They got our app back from Zhang. I realized if I stayed with you, I'd get lifelong protection. So I pretended to love you." Zhu Yun asks, "If that's true, why did you start a company with me? Why did you share your dreams?" Li Shun says, "My dreams and my company have nothing to do with you." He tells Zhu Yun to leave. "Don't come here again." Zhu Yun says, "You said betrayers should go to hell." Li Sun says, "Consider me a betrayer. I'm already living in hell." Li Sun leaves. But in jail, Li Sun looks at a picture of him and Zhu Yun, showing he doesn't truly believe what he said. He only said it to push Zhu Yun away. In the next scene, Zhu Yun has left for abroad. Everyone calls to say goodbye. Gao has completely taken over Li Shun's company. Abandoning Li Shun's dream, he runs the company for his own purposes, shocking Li Shun's old team. Gao doesn't care and tells everyone, "I'm the owner of this company now." In the next scene, Gao visits Li Shun in prison. When Li Shun asks about the company, "How's the company doing?" Gao says, "Don't worry about anything. You have no future. You'll always be in jail." Li Shun realizes Gao betrayed him. Li Shun says, "I'll get out of here someday and get my company back." Gao says, "Do whatever you want. The company is mine now, and you'll never get it back. You never considered me your equal. I planned all this." Li Shun is very upset. Gao says, "I told Fang about your sister. If I hadn't told him your sister was coming, he wouldn't have followed her, and she'd still be alive." Li Shun gets very angry and out of control. The guards have to restrain him. Gao is happy. He's enjoying his life. 3 years pass. When Li Shun leaves prison and goes to the company, Fang sees him. Fang goes to Gao saying, "We need to do something quickly, otherwise he won't leave us alone." Gao says, "Li Shun can't do anything now. He doesn't have the same intellect. Technology has advanced in 3 years, and being in jail made him fall behind." In the next scene, Zhu Yun is going with Tian, when she remembers that after leaving jail, Lee Shun asked D for money. This seems strange because the owner of L&P, now so successful, would need D's money. Ju-yoon checks the shareholders' names and finds Lee Shun's name is missing. Fang's name is there. Ju-yoon is shocked and decides to go to L&P. In the next scene, Ju-yoon meets Gao privately and asks, "Why is Fang's name on the shareholder list?" Gao says, "Because Fang is my company's managing director. He'd be a shareholder." Ju-yoon is shocked. She asks, "What happened that you betrayed Lee Shun so badly?" Gao says, "Lee Shun was always like that. He deserves this." Ju-yoon says, "Don't worry, Lee Shun is out now. He'll get his company back." Gao says, "However genius Lee Shun is, there are many geniuses in this era. He has no value outside the university." Ju-yoon says, "There may be many geniuses, but there's only one Lee Shun." In the next scene, Tian tells Ju-yoon to go home. "Let's go home." Ju-yoon says, "I can't go home yet. I have more work here." In the next scene, D and Ju-yoon arrive at L&P. An online conference is underway, providing more information about the company. They learn that Gao's wife is Lee Na. The conference starts, and Lee Shun arrives, shocking Ju-yoon. Lee Shun talks to Gao, who says, "Take whatever money you want from the company." Lee Shun says, "I want the whole company." Gao says, "That's not possible." Lee Shun says, "I'll take this company." Gao challenges him, "If you dare, take it." After the conference, a man approaches Lee Shun, offering him a job. "We want to offer you a job at our company." Gao sees this. Afterward, Gao says, "You haven't changed at all." Lee Shun says, "Neither have you. You're still relying on others' ideas." Gao angrily says, "You and Ju-yoon are the same." Lee Shun says, "Don't mention Ju-yoon's name." Ju-yoon doesn't see this and is confused. Leaving, she sees Tian and asks, "Why didn't you go?" Tian says, "Your mother is coming." Ju-yoon is shocked. She asks Tian, "How can I stay here now?" Tian says, "I'm having a new exhibition. Tell your mother you're staying to help me." Ju-yoon agrees. In the next scene, Ju-yoon tells Shu Miao and D, "I'm going for a job interview at a company called Flying Name." The next day, Lee Shun is there when Ju-yoon goes for the interview. This is the company that gave Lee Shun their card. Lee Shun is shocked to see Ju-yoon. During the interview, Ju-yoon impresses them with her education and experience from abroad. They immediately offer her a job. "You got the job." Lee Shun's education is incomplete because of jail. They show Ju-yoon their game. She plays it but finds it unimpressive, suggesting improvements. This game needs more improvement. They are impressed. Ju-yoon says, "I'll only accept the job if you also hire Lee Shun." They refuse. "No, we won't hire him, because he just came out of prison and lacks experience." Ju-yoon says, "Then I won't take the job either." They explain that he's been in prison for 3 years and lacks experience. Ju-yoon says, "Don't worry, I'll help him. He's very intelligent. He'll handle everything." They agree to hire Lee Shun. "Okay, we'll hire him too." When Ju-yoon leaves, Lee Shun is waiting. He asks, "What are you doing here?" Ju-yoon says, "It's a coincidence that we're both getting jobs at the same company." Lee Shun says, "It's no coincidence. I know you very well." Ju-yoon says, "We just need to rebuild the college. I saw what Gao did in the conference. My goal is to get L&P back." Lee Shun says, "L&P is mine. Why are you so obsessed?" Ju-yoon says, "I helped start L&P. I won't let it go easily. This time, I won't back down." Lee Shun says, "You have such a good education. Go somewhere where your talent is valued. What will you do here?" Ju-yoon says, "Whatever happens is fine, but I want L&P back." She leaves. The next day, Ju-yoon is getting ready for work and sees her driver downstairs. She notices his car is very expensive. She gets in and learns his name is Dong. Arriving at the office, Lee Jun is already there. Yuan asks Lee Jun to assemble a computer. "Assemble this computer." Lee Shun easily assembles it, impressing Yuan. Yuan asks him to assemble Ju Yun's computer too, but Lee Shun refuses. "That's not my job." Ju Yun says, "I'll assemble my computer myself." Everyone says, "The company owner is about to arrive. He's very strict." Dong arrives. He's the owner. Ju Yun is shocked, and so is Dong. In the meeting, Ju Yun repeatedly challenges Dong, who gets angry. No one wants to handle her project, so Ju Yun says, "I'll handle it." Dong makes her group leader. "Okay, you're the group leader." In the next scene, Ju Yun, now the group leader, tells Lee Shun, "You have to assemble a computer for me." Lee Shun understands he has to and smiles, starting to work. In the next scene, Zhao shows Lee Shun a game. "Look at this game." Lee Shun doesn't like it. Ju Yun explains how to improve it and gives ideas. "You can improve this game like this." When Ju Yun leaves, Lee Shun smiles at her intelligence. Zhao notices and Lee Shun, feeling awkward, leaves. The next day, Ju Yun brings breakfast for everyone. When she offers Lee Shun breakfast, he throws it in the trash and leaves. Ju Yun follows, asking, "Do you still like me?" He says no. Ju Yun says, "Okay, then let's work as colleagues. You don't need to do this." Lee Shun leaves without saying anything. Later, Lee Shun retrieves the discarded food from the trash and eats it. Ju Yun assigns projects. Zhao notices that Ju Yun and he have most of the work. Lee Shun has less. Ju Yun says he needs to learn, then he'll work better. Lee Shun smiles, watching Ju Yun work. When she leaves, Zhao asks Lee Shun about Ju Yun. "What's Ju Yun like?" Lee Shun says, "Ju Yun was smart since college. When you work with her, you'll see how talented she is. She'll surprise you." Ju Yun overhears. Gao asks Lee Shun about his relationship with Ju Yun. "What's your relationship with Ju Yun?" Lee Shun says, "Nothing. We just studied together in college." Ju Yun is very upset. Later, it's raining as Ju Yun goes home. Seeing her standing aside, Lee Shun gets Zhao's umbrella. As Lee Shun is leaving, Ju Yun is about to ask for help when he gives her the umbrella and leaves. At home, Ju Yun calls Lee Shun for work, but he doesn't answer, angering her. The next day, Ju Yun asks Lee Shun, "Why didn't you answer my call?" Lee Shun says, "Office hours were over. That's why I didn't answer." Ju Yun says, "Office hours don't matter. Work needs to be done when it needs to be done." Lee Shun agrees. In the next scene, Lee Shun goes to a computer shop where he buys some computer assembly parts. When he arrives at the office, he sees Ju Yun already assembling a computer. But when Ju Yun is unable to proceed, Lee Shun helps her and quickly finishes it, impressing Ju Yun. Then Lee Shun says to Ju Yun, "Let me take you to dinner." Ju Yun is shocked. In the next scene, Ju Yun and Lee Shun are out to dinner. They went to the same restaurant they used to visit during college. After dinner, as they leave, Ju Yun says to Lee Shun, "I enjoyed coming here today." Then Lee Shun asks Ju Yun, "How did you like it there? After living in a foreign country for so many years?" Ju Yun says, "Only the food wasn't good there. Otherwise, I enjoyed my life there very much." Hearing this, Lee Shun is happy that Ju Yun has finally learned to be happy in her life. In the next scene, Ju Yun's mother has come to visit her and asks, "How far has your and Tian's relationship progressed?" But both of them avoid all her questions because they are not actually in a relationship. Still, she asks Ju Yun, "How much longer are you going to stay here?" Tian says, "Until my exhibition is over. I have asked Ju Yun to stay here." Ju Yun's mother is happy. Then Tian comes to drop her off at her office. When they are both in the elevator, a boy who works with Ju Yun recognizes Tian because he is a very famous painter. In the next scene, Ju Yun's colleagues are talking together when Lee Shun comes out. Seeing him, Tian tries to talk to him. "I need to talk to you." But Lee Shun leaves and goes to his desk to work. Ju Yun goes to him, but Lee Shun speaks rudely to her. "I don't want to talk." Ju Yun leaves. Then Ju Yun goes to Tian and says, "It's time for you to go. You should leave." He says, "Yes." In the next scene, Ju Yun's mother books an apartment for her, and it is very large. Ju Yun's mother tells her, "You don't need to worry. I have already paid 3 months' rent in advance." In the next scene, Lee Shun goes to meet his friend, who understands that Lee Shun still likes Ju Yun but doesn't confess it to her. He advises him, "If you don't want to be in a relationship with her, you can't be upset that she is in a relationship with someone else." Hearing this, Lee Shun becomes even more upset. The next day, Ju Yun is working in the office, but she is unable to click a button because she is very nervous. Seeing this, Lee Shun comes and helps Ju Yun click the button, which reminds Ju Yun of old memories, and she feels very nervous. In the next scene, Ju Yun goes to Lee Shun and thanks him. "Thank you." But Lee Shun still avoids her and doesn't talk to her much. In the next scene, Ju Yun's company needs to make a promotional poster, and everyone is confused about what to do next. When Ju Yun goes home, Tian offers to make the poster. "I will make the poster." Ju Yun is very happy. At the same time, Lee Shun also comes outside Ju Yun's house, but when he rings the doorbell, he hears Tian's voice from inside. He quietly moves to the side. Tian opens the door but doesn't see Lee Shun, so both Tian and Ju Yun are confused. But Lee Shun is standing to the side, listening to their conversation, becoming even more upset, and leaves. In the next scene, Tian is making the poster, and Ju Yun helps him. While helping, she falls asleep there, so Tian covers her with a blanket. The next morning, when Ju Yun wakes up, she finds out that Tian has made the poster, making Ju Yun very happy. In the next scene, Ju Yun goes to the office and tells everyone, "I have had the poster made." But as soon as she inserts the pen drive into the computer, the poster is already there. Tian must have made it while she was sleeping, which makes her very confused. Afterward, she shows everyone the poster, which is very good. But Lee Shun leaves upset because he is now feeling jealous of the closeness between Tian and Ju Yun. In the next scene, Ju Yun goes to Lee Shun and tries to appease him, but Lee Shun is very upset, so he begins to insult Ju Yun. He makes fun of their college days and their friendship in front of everyone and belittles Ju Yun. "You have always been." Ju Yun cries and leaves. Her colleagues say to him, "You shouldn't have done that to Ju Yun." Lee Shun gets angry at them too. What's it to you? In the next scene, Ju-yoon goes home, feeling unwell. She takes some pills, after which she feels even worse. She calls Tian. Tian, I feel very bad. She faints and has to be taken to the hospital. In the next scene, Lee Shun receives a call from D, who tells him something happened to Ju-yoon. She has had to be hospitalized. Lee Shun rushes to the hospital worried, where he learns that Ju-yoon is admitted and unconscious, which makes him very upset. In the next scene, he talks to Tian, who tells Lee Shun, last night Ju-yoon drank too much and took pills, which is why she is in this condition. Tian also says she has been taking these pills for 3 years because she developed anxiety. I have only seen her upset for the past 3 years. She wasn't happy. After coming to China, she looked happy for the first time, but because of your behavior, she has become upset again. If you can't do anything good for her, you don't need to cause her such harm. Saying this, Tian goes inside. Just then, Ju-yoon regains consciousness and asks Tian, did Lee Shun come outside? Tian says, yes. Lee Shun, standing outside, is also hearing this conversation. Tian asks, should I call Lee Shun inside? Ju-yoon says, no. So Lee Shun leaves upset. In the next scene, Gao is holding a meeting at his company when he learns that the company where Lee Shun works is launching a game. Gao tells his company, we have to launch our game before theirs. Fang says, no, but Gao says, I am the owner of this company, and whatever I say will happen here. This irritates Fang. The next morning, Ju-yoon is discharged from the hospital. As Tian and Ju-yoon are leaving, Lee Shun is standing to the side watching them and is very upset. In the next scene, Lee Shun and Ju-yoon both go back to their university. Actually, they went there to meet Professor Lin because they needed some history for their game. While they are walking, Ju-yoon says, you have always been Professor Lin's favorite student. Lee Shun says, that's not true. You were his favorite student. When they reach Professor Lin's office, his expression reveals that Lee Shun is his favorite student. When they enter his room, they see pictures of Lee Shun kept there. Then Professor Lin and his wife tell them what things they should add to the game. As they were leaving, they said, we made their work so easy. Lee Shun also said, yes. As Ju-yoon was about to get into the car, Lee Shun apologized. I'm sorry. Ju-yoon said, I'm not feeling very bad. Lee Shun said, I'm saying sorry because that day you said you were happy abroad and I believed you. Ju-yoon said, when I was there, I never let myself think about you because I wanted to forget how important you were to me. But coming here, I remember all those things. But don't worry, I don't work at the company for you. I like the work there. And she starts praising the company. Lee Shun becomes happy and says, finally, the day has come when you are teaching me something. Ju-yoon is happy and says, I have been waiting for this day for many years. Lee Shun says, why don't we both be co-workers, forget our past and focus on our work? Ju-yoon agrees. Okay, then they both leave. In the next scene, Ju-yoon's company has launched a game and it is very successful, making everyone happy, including Lee Shun. Then they all celebrate. Dong gives them money and says, we should celebrate even more by eating ice cream. Lee Shun and Ju-yoon are very happy. In the next scene, Ju-yoon's company goes to a conference where they see a very large poster, but it's not for their game. It turns out that Gao has also released a similar game, and everyone is on Gao's side. There is no one on their side. Then Lee Shun arrives, and seeing the poster understands, this is all Gao's plan. Lee Shun looks at Gao angrily, but Gao smiles at him. When Lee Shun goes to his team, everyone is frustrated and Zhao angrily starts tearing their poster. Tear this poster. Just then, the police arrive and have to remove them from there. In the next scene, Lee Shun is working at home when he tells Ning everything. This is what happened. Ning says, don't worry, everything will be all right soon. In the next scene, Gao feels that someone is hacking his system. He realizes that it is Lee Shun. Fang calls other hackers to stop him, but Gao stops him and says, think about how many years he would get in jail if we tell the police. If he's hacking, let him hack. It's in our best interest. Fang laughs, thinking how much easier their lives would be if Lee Shun were gone. In the next scene, Lee Shun is sitting with Ning's computer, and it is revealed that the hacking was not done by Lee Shun but by Ning. Lee Shun gets angry at him. Why did you do this? Ning says, we are both so smart, but still, we have to stay in this place. If we want a good life, we have to do all this. But Lee Shun says, this won't get us anywhere. At that moment, the police arrive, and Ning starts to run away in fear. I have to leave here. Lee Shun stops him. Wait. Ning says, I don't want to go back to jail. Lee Shun says, trust me, we won't have to go to jail. In the next scene, the police take Lee Shun and Ning away. When they reach the police station, Gao is already sitting there and says, they hacked our game and stole our data. Lee Shun says, that's not true. and they start arguing. At the same time, Zhu Yun arrives, and Li Shun says, now she will prove that nothing like that happened. Zhu Yun is confused. It turns out that whenever a system is hacked, a trace is left showing what the person did. Gao realizes that if Zhu Yun investigates, everyone will know that the data was not deleted by Li Jun but by him. Gao refuses to let her do it. No, don't do it. In the next scene, Zhu Yun is waiting for them when Li Jun and Ning arrive. Zhu Yun gets angry at Ning. Why did you do all this? Ning says, who are you to tell me this? Besides, I was in prison for so many years because of you. Li Shun tries to shut him up. Shut up. But Ning starts talking even more. Li Shun gets angry at him. Stop it, and leaves. Ning also leaves. When they get home, they see that all of Li Shun and Ning's belongings have been thrown out. Ning gets very angry. What's going on? Li Shun tries to control him. Ning says, why is all this happening to us? What did we do? He tells Li Shun, none of your friends are your real friends, and the worst is Zhu Yun, because of whom your life is ruined. So leave everyone and come with me. Li Shun says, I don't want to leave anyone. I don't want to leave you either. But hearing this, Ning says, I can't believe you're doing this to me, and leaves angrily. In the next scene, Li Shun has nowhere to sleep, so he decides to sleep in the office storeroom. Because of the rain, both Li Shun and Zhu Yun are drenched. Li Shun gives Zhu Yun tea to drink. Drink this. He also gives her some clothes to change into. Zhu Yun goes to change but doesn't have any trousers, so she asks Li Shun for his. Give me your trousers. But Li Shun's trousers don't fit her, so Zhu Yun says, it's okay, I'll manage. Then Li Shun tells Zhu Yun to sleep and leaves. Go to sleep. Zhu Yun smiles at him. The next morning, when Zhu Yun wakes up, she sees that Li Shun is still sleeping. Zhu Yun looks at him and approaches him, but Li Shun's condition is very bad. He has a severe backache. Zhu Yun helps him and tries to make him stand, but at the same time, her team members arrive, feeling awkward seeing them in that situation. In the next scene, Zhu Yun's team members tease her about staying with Li Shun, but Zhu Yun explains, nothing like that happened. She tells Li Shun, you clear this up with them. But Li Shun starts teasing her, so Zhu Yun goes and sits at her seat. Li Shun smiles at her. In the next scene, Zhu Yun misses Li Shun and hugs the shirt he gave her while sleeping. In the next scene, Zhu Yun is going to the office when she sees a poster of their game on the way. She starts clicking pictures, but someone comes and replaces it with a large poster of Gao's company. Then Fang comes and insults her, you can never surpass us. Zhu Yun says, that's what you think. We will surpass you all. She leaves. When she goes to the office, she sees Dong selling his car because their company doesn't have much money and needs to sell his car to get the investment money, which stresses her further. When she goes to the office, everyone is talking about how Gao's company is trying to eliminate their company, making Zhu Yun very upset. In the next scene, she goes to a cafe and sees Li Shun talking to some girls, which makes Zhu Yun very jealous. Zhu Yun approaches Li Shun, and the girls leave. Zhu Yun asks, what are you doing here? Li Shun says, this is my free time, and I can do whatever I want here. He leaves. In the next scene, Zhu Yun's team goes to a resort for team building, where they have dinner. Zhu Yun starts drinking, but Li Shun doesn't like it and drinks her drink himself. Everyone says, Li Shun is so protective of Zhu Yun. Li Shun stands up and starts leaving. Dong tries to stop him. Wait! Li Shun doesn't stop, making everyone laugh. In the next scene, when Li Shun goes home, a photo of him and Zhu Yun falls out of his bag. On the other hand, Zhu Yun tells her team, Gao is after this company only because of me and Li Shun. Then she tells them the whole story. Dong says, I already knew all this. Do you think I would let just any man released from prison interview? I already knew that he was the founder of L&P company, so I gave him a job in my company. In the next scene, Zhu Yun goes to her room and sees someone's bags there. Then it is revealed that Li Shun is also in the same room. Zhu Yun says, the company gave me this room too. Li Shun says, there are 2 rooms here. You can stay in whichever one you want. He leaves. Zhu Yun then sees a picture of her and Li Shun, and she smiles. In the next scene, Li Shun is sitting in the hot spring when Zhu Yun comes and sits beside him. After talking for a while, Zhu Yun says, what's my picture doing with you? Li Shun says, if you want that picture, you can take it. And if you want to tear it up, tear it up. I don't care. Zhu Yun says, can we not be a couple again? Li Shun says, that won't be right for us. Where we are now is right. He leaves, making Zhu Yun upset. The next day, Zhu Yun goes to Li Shun, who is working. Zhu Yun asks, what's our strategy? How will we beat L&P? Li Shun says, I've designed the game in such a way that they won't be able to copy us quickly, and they will keep thinking about how to copy it. In the meantime, we'll strike back, and we'll win the war. Ju-yoon looks at him, and Lee Shun looks at her. In the next scene, everyone is sitting in the office, and Lee Shun says, I've designed the next project for the company, and I'll be the head of it. He describes a game called Blind Box Lover, a dating game he designed mainly for boys. The boys like the game, but Ju-yoon doesn't like it much. Everyone is very impressed with Lee Shun's idea. Ju-yoon doesn't like the game much, so she sits aside. When Lee Shun tries to convince her, she doesn't pay much attention. In the evening, when everyone leaves, she goes to the storeroom to get something, where Lee Shun is already sitting. Ju-yoon tries to get some tape, but can't, so Lee Shun helps her. They get very close. Ju-yoon tries to leave but slips and falls on Lee Shun. They look at each other, but then Dong and Zhao arrive, shocked to see them in that situation. They both leave nervously. In the next scene, Ju-woon and Lee Shun are sitting together, working. Lee Shun explains, this game is very good. It will bring our company a lot of money, but our signature game is still the one you designed, and you should focus on that because that's what will take our company further. Lee Shun says things that remind Ju-yoon of past memories, and she smiles. Lee Shun smiles back. Then Lee Shun says, your doing caused my bed to break, and now I have nowhere to sleep. Ju-yoon takes him to her house. Lee Shun is shocked to see how big Ju-yoon's house is. Ju-yoon tells him, I've paid 3 months' rent so you can stay here after I leave. Lee Shun is very happy and looks around the house. Lee Shun says, I'll call my friend to stay here after some time. Ju-yoon says, okay. Then they go shopping, come home, and start decorating the house the way Lee Shun likes it. After that, they start cooking. In the next scene, Jong and Ju-yoon are going to the office together, and Jong asks her, how does Lee Shun finish work so quickly? Ju-yoon says, he has 10 years of practice, and what you can do in a week, he can do in 2 days. Jong is shocked. In the next scene, Tien goes to meet Ju-yoon, and Jong tells Lee Shun, saying, go there quickly or Tien will take your girlfriend away. But Lee Shun says, I don't care. In the next scene, Tien comes to their office, and it turns out that Lee Shun called him, and they go to a meeting together, which confuses Ju-yoon very much. After the meeting, Ju-yoon learns that Lee Shun wants Tien's help with the poster and graphic designing for the next game, making Ju-yoon very happy. After the meeting, Ju-yoon says to Tien, let's go out for dinner. Tien agrees. Yes, they talk about their work, and Tien invites her to his exhibition in France. Come to France with me. Ju-yoon says, I'll let you know after thinking about it. In the next scene, Ju-yoon has a family dinner, and her mother is asking about her relationship with Tien. Then Ju-yoon gets a call from the company. When she goes to the office, it turns out that Ning has hacked their network and stolen all their data. All our data has been stolen. Hearing all this, she is very shocked. Then both of them eat together in the bath, where Ju-yoon says, Ning shouldn't have done that. Lee Shun says, you don't know that when you're in this situation, you'll do anything to get out, and he's very unlucky. Ju-yoon says, I know he's your friend, and he's been to jail, so he's unlucky. Lee Shun says, he's not unlucky because he's been to prison, but because he had no one to help him get out, he has no friends. That's why he's unlucky, and that's why he's stuck in this situation. Ju-yoon understands that he is also stuck in these situations because of his own troubles. In the next scene, Lee Shun and Ju-yoon both fall asleep in the office. Afterward, Ju-yoon goes to Lee Shun and tries to cover him with a blanket, but Lee Shun wakes up and his back starts to ache, and he doesn't feel well. Ju-yoon says, if you sleep early and wake up early, you'll be fine. Lee Shun says, okay. In the next scene, they both go to Ju-yoon's house, and there's no food, so they cook together. Lee Shun starts explaining how he will control Ning and fix the situation. After cooking, they eat together and enjoy each other's company very much, and we understand that they are now very happy. Afterward, they take a bath together and try to stop Ning. Ning finds out that Ju-yoon is after him and tracking him, so he writes, idiot, which makes Lee Shun laugh, and he says, you need to be more careful. They work until night but still haven't caught Ning. Ju-yoon says, what should we do now? Lee Shun says, don't worry, I'll fix everything soon. Then they decide to go outside, but when they go out, they see it snowing, which makes Ju-yoon very happy. She starts enjoying the snow, and Lee Shun joins her. As they are together, they remember their past memories, making them both very happy. Then Ju-yoon says, I'm going now. At the same time, Lee Shun calls her princess, shocking Ju-yoon, and she remembers every time Lee Shun called her princess. Lee Shun says, let me drop you home. They smile at each other. The next day, when Lee Shun goes to the office, he talks to Dong, which confuses Ju-yoon, and Zhang doesn't notice it. After the meeting, Ju-yoon goes to Lee Shun and asks, what did you talk about with Dong? Lee Shun says, it's none of your business. Don't worry, I'll handle everything. He leaves, making Ju-yoon very confused. In the next scene, Lee Shun is working when Ju-yoon comes to him and starts questioning him, repeatedly asking about his conversation with Dong. Lee Shun gets annoyed and says, "Don't get involved in my matters. It's none of your business." Ju-yoon gets even angrier, and when Lee Shun doesn't give her an answer, she leaves angrily. In the next scene, Dong's men catch Ning. On the other hand, Ju-yoon is sitting on a bench when Lee Shun arrives, sees her, and approaches her. Ju-yoon says, "You keep shutting me down like this. I don't like it." Lee Shun moves closer and tries to console her. As they are sitting, Lee Shun receives a call, and they go to an abandoned building. It turns out that Dong has captured Ning. Lee Shun tells Ju-yoon to get in the car. Get in the car. Ju-yoon doesn't get in and goes to see what's happening. Lee Shun goes to Ning and threatens him. "You shouldn't have done all this," and threatens to throw him from the building. "I'll throw you down." When Ning doesn't fear him, Lee Shun throws him down. Ju-yoon is shocked to see this and is very upset when she sees Lee Shun laughing afterward. When Lee Shun comes out, Ju-yoon has tears in her eyes. Lee Shun says, "What you saw wasn't entirely true." He explains, "There was a net below when I pushed Ning, so he fell onto the net and is unharmed." Angry, Ju-yoon slaps Lee Shun and says, "I don't want you to go back to prison. I couldn't save you last time, but this time, if anything happens to you and you go to prison, I won't be able to forgive myself." She starts crying and Lee Shun hugs her, saying, "Don't worry, nothing will happen to me. As long as you're there to protect me, I'll be safe." They hug and cry. The next morning, when Ju-yoon goes to the office, Dong and Lee Shun are already there. Ju-yoon asks about Ning. "Where is Ning?" Dong says, "He's in the office storeroom." Ju-yoon says, "You can't keep him here illegally." Dong says, "We won't let him go until he answers our questions." Ju-yoon looks at Lee Shun, who smiles at her. In the next scene, Ju-yoon goes to Ning and explains what he did was wrong, and adds, "You felt that Lee Shun didn't like you and didn't consider you his friend, but those things aren't true." Ju-yoon takes Ning to her house and shows him how Lee Shun prepared the house for her. Seeing all this, Ning understands that what he did was wrong and becomes very upset. Ju-yoon returns to the company and tells Lee Shun and Dong, "I've talked to Ning." They ask, "What should we do with him now?" Ju-yoon suggests, "We should give him a job in the company." They both agree, "Okay." From the next day, Ning starts working and everyone is upset to see him on his first day because he hacked the company's data. But Ju-yoon and Dong explain, "We should treat him well because he can improve." Lee Shun thanks Ju-yoon. "Thank you." Ju-yoon says, "It was my duty." In the next scene, Taeng and Dee are helping with the game Ju-yoon and Lee Shun created. And Taeng is having a photo shoot because he is very famous, and using his photos in the game will attract more users, which happens. As soon as the photos are used, many users become interested in the game. The whole group has a photo shoot, and Lee Shun and Ju-yoon also click pictures together, becoming very close. When everyone is looking at the pictures, they tease Lee Shun and Ju-yoon about their pictures, saying, "It looks like a wedding photo." They both smile. In the next scene, everyone is sitting in the company. Half a month has passed since the launch of Blind Box Lover, and their company's income has reached 3 million yuan, making everyone very happy. They ask, "Where's Lee Shun?" Ning says, "He was working late at night, that's why he's sleeping now." Ju-yoon goes to him and is about to turn off the light when Ning arrives and says, "Don't turn off the light. In prison it was off 24 hours and Lee Shun didn't like that at all." As Ju-yoon is about to leave, Lee Shun asks, "How much income have we made?" Ju-yoon tells him and says, "Go home and sleep on the bed. You'll get sick like this." In the next scene, Lee Shun and Ju-yoon are at her house. Lee Shun says, "Gao must have started copying our game by now." Ju-yoon says, "It doesn't matter as long as we keep our game good. We'll keep moving forward." Lee Shun says, "It's very difficult to move against them because they keep copying." Ju-yoon says, "We'll also take the help of lawyers. And don't worry, we'll win this war." Lee Shun says, "If their game comes into the market, many small companies like ours will disappear." Both of them become tense. On the other hand, Gao is intentionally having Lee Shun's game hacked, and Lee Shun has understood this and is taking Ning's help to protect the company's system. Gao keeps trying to hack the game, but Lee Shun and Ning are very smart. They aren't letting the game be hacked, but are hacking Gao's system and writing loser everywhere, making Gao very angry. Then Gao goes to Lee Na and says, "Go to Lee Shun and ask him for the source code of his game." In the next scene, Lee Na asks Ju-yoon to meet her. "Come and meet me," and asks for the game's source code. "Give me the game's source code." But Ju-yoon doesn't agree to give her the source code and leaves angrily, "No, I won't." Then Ju-yoon calls Lee Shun and tells him everything. When she goes to the office, she learns that their company is going to receive an award, their first. making everyone excited. Ju-yoon asks Lee Shun, "Are we going to the award function?" He says, "Yes." In the next scene, when Ju-yoon goes to the office, nobody is there. She asks Lee Shun, "Where did everyone go?" Lee Shun says, "They've all gone to the award function." Ju-yoon says, "We should also go." Lee Shun says, "You're here. You won't go just by phone, right?" She's confused. Lee Shun gives her a new dress, a very pretty one, and she is very happy to see it. In the next scene, Lee Na and Gao also arrive at the award function. Lee Shun and Ju-yoon look very dashing and make a grand entrance from their car, captivating everyone's attention. As they are going inside, they encounter Gao. Lee Shun and Gao look at each other. Then they go inside, where their company receives the award. Lee Shun gives a speech. He is asked, "Who would you like to thank?" Lee Shun says, "First, I want to thank Gao, because if he weren't there, I wouldn't have won this first rank because he cheated with me, and no matter how much someone copies, they can't be original. Gao tried very hard to bring us down, but he couldn't. As long as Gao is in front of me, I will keep getting the first rank." Gao listens to this and gets angry. Then the host asks, "Many investors want to invest in your company. Why are you refusing them?" Lee Shun says, "This is a gaming company now, but in the future, I want to make it into a medical care company." Gao and Ju-yoon both look at him. Lee Shun says, "The path I've chosen isn't easy. So many investors won't invest, but I trust myself and my team." In the next scene, everyone is at the after party. Ju-yoon sees Lee Na talking to Lee Shun. Ju-yoon tries to go there, but Ning stops her and takes her aside, saying, "Don't go there." Lee Na and Gao are standing and talking. Gao says, "Do whatever you have to, but you will get the source code for me." She agrees. In the next scene, Ju-yoon and Lee Shun are coming home. Ju-yoon asks, "What will you do with Gao now?" Lee Shun says, "I'll force him to copy it somehow. He'll have to copy our game." Ju-yoon is very confused. In the next scene, Lee Shun is out for drinks with Lee Na. Lee Na drinks a lot and tells Lee Shun, "I never loved Gao, but his family's financial condition was very bad, and Gao helped me then. He paid off all my father's debts, and because of that, I married Gao. After marriage, I felt very lonely." In the next scene, Lee Na wakes up in Lee Shun's house. As soon as she opens her eyes, she turns on Lee Shun's laptop and steals the source code. Ju-yoon is downstairs. As Lee Na is leaving, Lee Shun asks her, "Did you steal the source code?" Lee Na says, "You understood I came here to steal the source code, right?" Lee Shun says yes and adds, "Being with Gao has changed you." Lee Na says, "You also used me for your plan. Did you ever think about how I felt?" Lee Shun apologizes. He takes Lee Na downstairs. Ju-yoon sees them and remains silent, but Lee Shun notices this. After Lee Na leaves, he calls Ju-yoon, "Where are you?" Ju-yoon says, "I'm at home." But Lee Shun is standing behind her, making her very nervous. Lee Shun realizes that Ju-yoon knew about the entire plan. In the next scene, Lee Na gives the source code to Gao and gets the divorce papers saying, "I'll leave for abroad soon." Gao says, "I've given you your freedom. You can go wherever you want." Lee Na says, "Was it necessary to do this?" Gao says, "I just wanted to bring Lee Shun down." In the next scene, Gao goes to the doctor and learns he has a brain tumor. If it's not surgically removed, his condition will worsen. In the next scene, Gao and his team are trying to crack the source code. Gao says, "It's difficult to crack the source code, so copy it and make a new game." Everyone opposes him. In the next scene, Ju-yoon is still sleeping in the office. When she wakes up, she sees Lee Chun still working. Ju-yoon asks, "Why are you still working?" Lee Shun says, "We have to improve our game somehow, and we don't have much time." Hearing this, Ju-yoon sits with him and starts working. In the next scene, Ju-yoon's team is sitting when Shu Miao and Ning arrive. They see that Gao hasn't changed the codes. Shu Miao says, "Now it's very easy to file a case against him." Lee Shun is happy and says, "Now we can easily defeat him." Then he feels a pain in his back, falls, and faints. He is taken to the hospital. Until he reaches the hospital, Lee Shun doesn't let go of Ju-yoon's hand, but the doctor takes him to the emergency room, separating them. Ju-yoon goes to the doctor, who says, "Overwork has caused back problems and problems with his spine, but his illness isn't very serious. He can recover with exercise and medicine." Ju-yoon is relieved. When she goes outside, Tian is waiting and says, "I was told by your company people that Lee Shun is admitted here. You didn't even call me to tell me anything." After talking for a while, Tian says, "I'm going to France. Will you come with me?" Ju-yoon refuses. In the next scene, Lee Shun is working at Ju-yoon's house. Ju-yoon arrives and Lee Shun tries to hide his laptop. Ju-yoon realizes he was using the laptop and gets angry. Lee Shun says, "Don't do that." Ju-yoon asks, "What do you want?" Lee Shun says, "I just want you." They are back together. In the next scene, L&P's lawyer learns that Flying Company has filed a case against L&P. It turns out that not only Flying, but also several other small and big companies have filed cases. The lawyer takes all the documents to Gao, who says, "Handle it somehow. I don't care about any of this." In the next scene, Lee Na comes to Ju Yoon and Lee Shun and asks them to withdraw the case against Gao. She tells them about Gao's illness, saying, Gao's situation is very critical, and he shouldn't be stressed. Lee Shun refuses, saying, I'll file the case. Lee Na leaves upset. The next day, Gao is waiting for Lee Shun and Ju Yoon in the office, but Shu Miao arrives instead and says, they aren't interested in meeting you. Gao asks to meet her alone. Why do you always take their side? Shu Miao says, they know about your illness and want you to avoid stress and quietly hand over the company to them. Gao says, I don't need your sympathy. I'm fine as I am. Gao shows Shu Miao a video, shocking her. In the next scene, Shu Miao takes the video to Lee Shun, who is also shocked. Shu Miao calls Ju Yoon. Lee Shun is withdrawing the case. Ju Yoon asks, why? Shu Miao says, Gao has a video. I'll send it to you. The video Gao gave Shu Miao is actually of Lee Shun and Ju Yoon, shot in a way that suggests they are having an affair. Lee Shun thinks, if this video goes viral, Ju Yoon's image will be ruined. Lee Shun agrees to withdraw the case. In the next scene, Ju Yoon is very angry when she finds out. In the next scene, many people are leaving Gao's company, but Gao doesn't care. In the next scene, Ju Yoon goes to Gao and says, can you show me that video? Videos can be edited these days. Gao sends her the video, upsetting her. Gao says, I know. As long as you're involved, he won't show this video to anyone. Ju Yoon uploads the video herself, angrily saying, I don't care about these rumors. She leaves. Gao is shocked. On the other hand, as soon as Lee Shun learns about the news, he immediately goes to Ju Yoon's house and kisses her as soon as the door opens. Then Ju Yoon also kisses him. Lee Shun asks her, why did you do this? Then Ju Yoon says, I don't like anyone threatening me. And anyway, I don't care about these rumors. Now you can understand that this might just be a misunderstanding, which makes Lee Shun say thank you to her. Then Ju Yoon says, I don't want our effort to be wasted. Then Lee Shun says, this effort will not be wasted. Now, very quickly, a lot of romance starts between them, and it is revealed that Lee Shun is spending the night there. When Ju Yoon wakes up, she thinks, what is their relationship like now? Are they casually dating, or are they in a real relationship? Then she goes to Lee Shun and asks him, what should we do now? Then Lee Shun says, I had separated you from my life once, now I will not let you go, and I just want to be with you, which makes Ju Yoon very happy. Then Lee Shun asks Ju Yoon, will you be my girlfriend? Then Ju Yoon happily says yes, and again they both kiss. In the next scene, Lee Shun and Ju Yoon both go to meet Gao at the L&P company, and it is revealed that Gao wants them both to withdraw the case and was ready to give them compensation in return. But Lee Shun does not agree to this because he does not want any compensation. He wanted his company back. He only asks Gao for his company back, but Gao refuses and says, I alone brought this company to such a great height. You never considered me your equal, that's why I had to take the entire company under me. Then Lee Shun says, do you remember when I first came here? I told you that one day I would take this company back. Upon which Gao gets angry at him. Then blood starts coming from his nose, and he faints. In the next scene, Lee Shun and Ju Yoon are sitting, and Lee Shun is very upset that he is also at fault for whatever happened with Gao. Then Ju Yoon consoles him. That's not true. You are not at fault for whatever is happening with Gao. Whatever happened was Gao's own decisions. Then Lee Shun says, why did Gao start hating me so much that he is ready to die instead of losing to me? Then Ju Yoon says, you have nothing to do with Gao's decisions. Gao made all his decisions of his own free will. In the next scene, Ju Yoon says to Lee Shun, I hate Gao, and I also hate Fang because both of them together grabbed our L&P company. But I am afraid that you do not get stuck only for him in your mind, but you also grow because Gao got stuck there. That's why his life is like this, and I don't want your life to be like this. To which Lee Jun also agrees. In the next scene, Ju Yoon and Lee Shun were both upset because Gao had ruined his life. In the next scene, Gao is undergoing surgery, but he does not agree to it. Then Ju Yoon comes there and says, even after getting surgery, you can meet Lee Shun. But Gao says, I will not have surgery until I meet Lee Shun. Upon which Ju Yoon also gets very confused. Gao says, I will not be able to have the operation until Lee Shun forgives me. Then Ju Yoon says, Lee Shun has forgiven you. Then Gao says, I have many regrets in my life. Then Gao is taken to the surgery room. Then Lee Shun arrives there, and they both smile at each other, which shows that they have forgotten the past. In the next scene, Lee Shun was sitting at home. Then Ju Yoon comes there and sits beside him, where Lee Shun says, okay, now I don't want to deal with the L&P company or any case, which makes Ju Yoon happy. In the next scene, the L&P company lawyers were sitting, and it is revealed that all the shares of the L&P company have become Lee Shun and Ju Yoon's names, and they have also merged their new company into it. Then Lee Na tells them, Gao's surgery was successful. In the next scene, Zhu Yun is standing outside looking at the L and P name when Shu Miao comes there and says, "What are you looking at so intently?" To which Zhu Yun says, "For everyone else, L and P will be a name, but for me and Li Xun, its name means a lot." In the next scene, they were all in the flying company. Then Zhu Yun and Li Xun tell them, "From now on, our company is merging with L and P." Hearing this, they become very happy. In the next scene, everyone is sitting together as before and eating ice cream. Then Zhu Yun's parents arrive there. Their eyes fall on Li Xun, and they are shocked. In the next scene, Zhu Yun was going home with her parents. Then her mother was very angry because they could not believe that Li Xun and Zhu Yun are together again. Then Zhu Yun says, "I have something to tell you." Then her mother says, "Whatever you have to say it after we get home." In the next scene, they reach home. Then Zhu Yun's mother sees that Li Xun's belongings are there, which makes her even angrier. And she says, "When did Li Xun get out of jail?" Then Zhu Yun says, "Just some time ago." Then her mother says, "Why do you meet him?" Then Zhu Yun says, "Because I love him and I don't want to live without him." Then her mother gets angry. Then Zhu Yun says, "I didn't want to meet him, but when I met him, I found out that someone else had grabbed the company we had started together. So I decided that I would start a new business by staying with Li Xun. That's why I started working with him. And while working together, we fell in love again." Then her mother says, "I don't agree to your relationship and your father will not agree either. What is there in him? He has even been to prison." Then Zhu Yun says, "We all have made mistakes in our lives and we keep changing." But her mother says, "Li Xun can never change. He will always keep you down in his life." Then Zhu Yun says, "That's not true at all. I just want to be with him, and I feel very good being with him." Then her mother gets angry. When she was going out in anger, Li Xun arrives there. Then Zhu Yun's mother says, "I want you never to meet Zhu Yun again." But Li Xun says, "We are ready to do anything to win your trust, but I cannot live apart from Zhu Yun. We love each other very much." Then Zhu Yun's mother says, "I don't want Zhu Yun to be in a relationship with someone like you. You don't have a house nor a family. We want a boy whose social status is like ours, not a vagrant like you." Then Zhu Yun feels very upset. Then Li Xun says, "Zhu Yun has the ability to change the world, and you want to keep her under your control." Saying this, he leaves, which makes her mother very angry, and she leaves. When Zhu Yun goes inside, Li Xun is already waiting for her. Then Zhu Yun is happy that this time Li Xun did not leave after listening to them. Now they had been together for quite some time, and both of them were very happy and also wanted to get married. Then Zhu Yun says, "Now we are about to turn 30, and I don't want to delay getting married any further. We have our whole lives to convince our parents. Why don't we get married soon?" To which Li Xun also agrees. The next day, Li Xun takes Zhu Yun to a place. Then Zhu Yun asks, "Whose house is this?" Then Li Xun tells her, "This house is ours. I bought this house recently." The house was very expensive, seeing which Zhu Yun becomes very happy and says, "You didn't need to spend so much money." Then Li Xun laughs. Both sit and talk. Then Li Xun says, "I didn't have a real family. I am very happy to be with you." Then Zhu Yun says, "I am also very happy to be with you." In the next scene, Li Xun and Zhu Yun have come to court to get married. Their company employees have also come, and they were all very happy. After the wedding, Zhu Yun and Li Xun get pictures clicked, which shows that they are now officially husband and wife. In the next scene, everyone has come to their house for dinner. Seeing their so expensive house, they become very happy and had also brought gifts for Slushin.